Hello viewers, it's Dr. Sami Cutie. We are going to be walking down the street of APSU with the newest best graduating student. This is not a regular kind of best graduating student. He's a politician and also an academician. So he's going to be sharing his journey from 2017 down to 2025, the year he was inducted. So follow through, make sure you stay tuned, watch my YouTube videos, subscribe to my channel, share as many as possible. Thank you very much. Stay tuned. Hello viewers, I told you I'm going to get you the best of the best. For me, the first time I saw you, just like I said, in your 200 level, I just saw somebody, just like you mentioned, that you are always joking around the class, being friends with everybody, and that's one of the attributes I had.
Okay.
I don't even know you as somebody that is bookish or bookworm. I just felt like this guy, it's only somebody that lives in About can be this happy, irrespective of this chaos environment, trying to make everybody happy, trying to smile with everybody, trying to lighten everybody's burden. Like you don't show that you are going through this. Even after drinking all those guys, you just come to class, make friends with everybody, joke with everybody, so that everybody will fine. So when I saw you, I felt like, well, this person, people can actually like him. These people around him like him. So why can't you just tell him to follow you and do politics, and people like you bring numbers? That's what I felt. I said, okay, let me just talk to him. But it was not your plan. It was not something that you wanted to do.
Yeah, definitely.
You told me learn, but you can actually support anybody I want to. So you want me to support, stuff like that. So, and I left it that way. I respected your decision, and I always feel like, even if I do not meet you, anytime there is any election, I feel like you will always support somebody I'm supporting. And I just kept it that way. So coming to 400 level and after the 300 level saga and everything, I just felt like you're still the only person I see. Because every other person that you talk to really want to study, especially your class. This thing, people don't understand what I mean by every other person in your class felt that being the Nosa president will stop them from becoming the best. But now you became the Nosa president and still became the best. So I feel like it's not, if it is not your story, it's not your destiny, no need.
It's true.
Like there is always a God factor. And that is one thing I really appreciate. And I'm so happy to be part of your journey. And I'm going to say it anywhere that I'm proud to be in your journey. It's an honor. It's something that I feel like I felt like I did not even do enough. The day of your election, I was so scared that I did not come out. So irrespective of everything, that I did not come out to some point because I needed to be convinced. I was praying. I was like, I needed to be convinced enough to come out and say. But when I came out, I saw what was going on. I said, this guy is not normal. He's not normal. That was when you introduced the rain in the cloudless sky. So talking about this, and I would like us to emphasize on your spiritual life. I want us to delve into your spiritual life, because talking about these things, I understand that it is divine and it's God's willing. So can you give us the journey? How was your spiritual life in school? All right.
Okay, yeah, you were talking about my spiritual life, right? Well, it all started with from 100 level though. I was attending SU fellowship. So it was just on Thursdays we used to have fellowship, and then I wasn't really a church type. I wasn't going to church. Then my 200 level, when I moved to my lodge, I was just a guy. I love God, really, but I wasn't really a church guy. A sister there then used to come to my room for fellowship. So we used to have fellowship on Wednesdays. So every time I come back from school, we normally gather around 5.
There.
Yes. So we normally used to gather. We just pray. We just do some fellowship. But then over time, then I met my pastor, Pastor David. I met him in my 300 level through my friend Deborah. So she told me there was this because she discovered I wasn't going to church. So she was asking me, I found out. I thought, okay. He told me there's this guy in his lodge. And then I met my pastor. Then I started being devoted. At some point, I was scared because I've heard stories of people who say, because of church, that's why I failed. Or I've seen people attributing failure to academics because of maybe they were going to church almost all the time. But at some point I was scared because We used to have fellowship almost in a week. We go to church on Mondays for prayers, then Wednesdays for Bible study. So my schedule was just basically I go to school, then from school I go to church. Then when I come back, then I cook, I go for night class. So I was doing that. Even at some point I heard one of my classmates that was crying because of Viva. At some point she was telling me that what did she not do? She used to go to church, she sleeps in church. The people were telling her because of her too much church, that's why she could not survive for the Viva stuff. It used to get to me at some point though, but at another time I convinced myself, I told myself, how many hours do I used to even spend in church? Basically 2 hours. And but when you look at it, if you actually go home, that 2 hours you spend it in your house, and you just discover that you're actually doing nothing in that 2 hours. So I convinced myself, I told myself, church is not my problem. Do you get? And my pastor used to always tell us that school and church in school is like training. If you can't handle the little activities like having an extracurricular activity in school, you won't do well outside, because if you face pressure, you are married, you have children, you have a job, you have 2 businesses you are handling, how will you survive? Do you get? So if you can really train yourself to handle extracurricular activities in school and then also handle your academics, those words like that from him were really encouraging. So I made up my mind. I said, I can do this. So I told myself, okay, church is not my problem. Go to church, come back, you know what to do. Just mark your time. Just when you are done from church, then go for your night classes. It doesn't take away anything. It's 2 hours, 1 hour in church. Yeah. It wasn't a problem. So I keyed in, and then I was serious with my church. I didn't miss meetings. I kept on doing that. And it didn't affect it. So I really don't think it's something that affects people's academics from my own perspective. It's a training. It's a training. If you can let it be a part of you, where you know you are a student, and then you still have other things you're doing. You go to church, you are into politics. If you could handle that and graduate, you will do well when you go out, because you handle pressure. Like I said before, pressures of life don't decrease as the higher we go. The higher we go, the more pressured we become. But it's just that if you are trained, you can handle them. You need the training. If you're not trained, you will break, you bend, you bend. So that was just basically my spiritual life.
Okay, thank you very much. It's established from this interview that you are spiritually grounded, and also you were a leader in church.
Yeah.
So
I was a pastor.
can you say that is a very big difference in the leadership in church and the kind of leadership you had in the department?
Well, I think it's a little bit different because church leadership is, you are dealing with the Word of God, right? You have to study God's Word, you have to pray, you have to, spend hours praying, study, then you go to church, then you go for evangelism. You follow people up. After preaching to somebody, you are calling the person is running away. It's a little bit different because it's not politics. Like the leadership in departments will involve politics. If you still remember those times where we did national conference, the politics, the tussle in it, it's different. Actually, it's different. It's just that I think the only connecting factor is that you're still working with people. You see people's behavior. From people will give you some bad reactions. Some people will want to, if it was even possible, they will kill you. I think that's just the only difference, especially as touching departmental presidents. Being a clinician president was just like a work. You're just a leader. You're leading people. You feel card. But being the political part of it is different. Actually, being a leader in church is a little bit different is absolutely different from the leadership in school.
So can you say, from being a leader in church, being a leader in the department, can you say you're a good leader or a bad?
Well, I made mistakes actually. There's something I once told the guy I handed over to. I told him that you only learn how to wear a crown when you're about to remove it. It's when you are done, you look backwards, you see those mistakes, you see the things you think maybe you would have done it in a better way. I wasn't a bad leader though. I did well. At least whenever I go to the department, I see some of the things I did. I used to be proud of myself. If look at the clinic. Still the same clinic that I was still serving as a clinician president. The clinic up, the clinic down. And when I look at those things, I say, well, I did well because I know I gave my best. Yeah, I made mistakes actually. There were mistakes. I can't say I was 100% a perfect leader, right? But I did well. I did well. I did well.
What are the things? Will I say just mention one thing that you felt like you should have done that you did not do?
Okay, well, I became a president actually. One of the things I think I used to say I wish I did this was there was a project in front of this block. I had the picture. I have the picture in my phone that I really was planning to do with the HOD then. It was an eye structure, a structure of the eye. I think I had that very idea to do it, but I didn't do it because of the expense. Because that time we were handling accreditation too. I didn't mention that stuff. We did 2 accreditations that I handled, and I was really getting overwhelmed. So I didn't do it because of finances. So that was a major project I wish I did. At least to have an eye structure positioned at the middle. I think we had that conversation too.
Yeah.
We were planning to have that. A nice structure that represents this is the optometry department. Even now it's a faculty, it would have been a beautiful something to have that structure. So every time I still come and look at that place is empty, I used to have that prick in me. I wish I did it. I wish I did it.
So can you remember also your list of achievements? Run it down again because you say you forgot.
Okay, list of achievements.
Yes.
1,
optometry
departmental president, right?
Departmental president.
1, coming in here as it was an empty building. It was a beautiful structure, but no offices. So we have to move the office. I could still remember that I used to even carry table, television, because I was not the kind of leader that used to say, go and do this, go and I will carry, then you follow me. So I did that. We moved in here, came in here, it was empty. I handled 2 accreditations. Now accreditation used to be very extremely stressful, and we passed all the 2 accreditation, and it was very expensive too. The 2 clinics, both the one down and the specialty clinic up, I was the one who did it. I did those 2 clinics, and then what else? I think there was during those times of accreditation, the toilet in that old block was bad. When I met it, it was highly messed up. Were the people who cleaned it. And it was absolutely neat. The library too, we were able to fix those shelves. Me and the person who was the clinician president then, who is now Dr. JK. We went to the market, we bought the things. We even slept in Aba then. We were on white and white. We went to buy those things and it was dark, so we slept in Aba. In one hotel like that. Then the following day we carried everything we bought. We came back here. I think. What else? If I could still remember, it's over 2 years now. It's over 2 years. What else? The
Opto Crusade.
The Opto Crusade too, we did that. Even this, we attracted this. Then when Vice Chancellor came here, so we were talking about
the overhead tank.
Yes, the overhead tank there. We attracted that. Then we did Opto Crusade. We did award night perfect. We did almost everything there. We did everything even a president should do. We did the social activities. And then handled everything we should handle in the department. Right? It was a beautiful thing, actually. It was a beautiful thing.
What was your biggest challenge as Nosa president? Some of the things that you said. One thing about leadership, especially when you mentioned church leadership, if you do something in church and it's good, everybody will see it that it's good. It's minor when you get those political talks because unlike departmental president, when you do something that is good in the eyes of everybody, some individuals can also come out and make a different picture of what you've done, so that it will look as if you are not doing something, you are not working. That's politics for you. We see it in our day-to-day politics in Nigeria, where somebody will just do this road and some people will now come and say, this road is actually can be done with 500 naira. Why did you say you did it with 1,000? But in church, it's little. That's one of the things that's the reason why I say you should mention, let people know, because some people might not just know that you've been doing things, you did all these things while in office. So another thing I would like you to highlight was your biggest challenge as Nosa's president.
Okay, well, I had some challenges actually, and one of the biggest challenges I had was the building of the clinic because it took lots of time. You know, we just came in, and the only thing we've had as clinic was a wood kind of clinic. So I had a meeting with the HOD then, Dr. Bani, that we talked about. Okay, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. You know, it was a challenge because I was still a student too. School was in session, accreditation was coming because it was the idea of accreditation that made us to we were in a rush. So the challenge there was, okay, how do we fix the clinic? I had a lot of things to think about, and then after building the clinic, if you could still remember, I wrote my name there, and there was still some politics. They said I should clean the name. Because, well, then I cleaned the name though. Even though I've not written it back, because I didn't see it as something important though. I just I feel like when you do something, all right, and there are some political rivalries in it. They're trying to okay now I cleaned the name. I don't really find the zeal to go back and be writing it again because I feel like I've played a part in the department and I don't really need to have my name written on it. So when I was okay, anybody that comes they will say okay, Ogba just built a clinic. I didn't find the zeal. Even when I was a clinician president, I used to look at it. I know I built it. I know I built it. I didn't have that time to go back, and I think that was part of the biggest challenge. And also then in politics, the political part of it in the department, where if you could still remember the time they were doing departmental polo.
I wanted to say that.
The departmental polo, it was a problem.
Yeah.
So we're having, I paid someone to do the polo. The guy took the money and ran away. And I called you, I said, see what I'm facing. This is the challenge we're having. And it was a very big challenge. Some of the political rivalries were now trying to make the children, they were getting violent. They said they will arrest me, they will do that one. They were threatening me. Where's our polo? Where's our departmental polo? And I could still remember you told me, I should come. I came. You told me, how much do I have? I have some amount of money there. He said, don't worry, let us leave the guy that took your money. He said, you're going to Ogba. You're going to do something. Then it was a very big save then because I didn't know what to do. I was really stuck in a place where I was like, oh boy. I was still thinking, okay, maybe a magic will happen. The guy that took my money and ran away will show up. And then you just came in and he called me and said, oh, okay, then right now, I send money, let us get the polo done. And it came out so perfectly fine. We delivered the polo.
Depend on, let's have a leadership that people can actually talk about.
Okay.
People can learn from. You can, it's not really, I don't think politics or leadership should be poverty alleviation scheme.
Okay.
It shouldn't be something that you do to get rich.
Yeah.
When we start making politics and leadership unattractive, when you see that financially you can actually get less by being in politics, it will reduce the way people see politics. Malicious people see politics. People that want to embezzle, they will see it as very, very something that is very unattractive.
Yeah.
So it will reduce the kind of people. So if you are going into politics, you must know that you are a person of character, being trusted, and character that has been tested too, and trusted. So you cannot just wake up and say you want to lead. You want to be the leader, because these days we used to have the worst of us leading us, or we have the best relaxing, feeling like it's not really something that worth it. So that was what we needed to establish, and I thank God that it played out that way, and you did it marvelously well. Like I always say, it's an honor to work with you, to have crossed paths with you, and I really enjoy it. So you've given us political challenges, and I don't know if you've talked about your academic challenges.
Well, yeah. I had academic challenges too. I said something previously, and I said I made mistakes too. Right? When I was saying I used to go for night classes, it will sound as though I was this over serious person who was always up and doing. I wasn't always up and doing actually. I had my laxes. I had I had times that I wasn't really getting things right. I had times that I was relaxed. At times I had my distractions because I was a movie type too. I used to I will I can say yeah, even most times when we were writing exams I used to watch movies. I had my failures too. Failure is relative. That I put in much work in a particular course and then I got a C. Can be a failure for me. I really might not need to have an F to say I had F. I failed in this course. So I had my challenges. I had distractions. I had times where I had to reach something over and over and over and over again before I could grab it. I had times where I went for night classes. They stole my phone. My phone was stolen up to 3 times. I was, yeah, 3 times. Even there was a time I went for night class. That was I think my 200 level. They took my slippers. I came back. I came back without my slippers, and those were really high challenges that I had. And like I said, I had distractions where we had to play games all night and without even reading. You know, those were challenges I had as students, which I might not really be saying one after the other all the challenges I had, but if it was as a student, I had challenges. I had lots and lots and lots of it, which I can't even remember most of them now. But I had challenges actually as a student. I had times where, you know, you just be studying it to be as though you're not really getting it. You can't really provide what you studied. Those were really big challenges as a student. I think it's what almost everybody faces. But I learned something which one of our lecturers taught us. He said something that every time you learn an information, every time you study something, there's always a memory trace or like a memory line for it. So it can be seen because you just studied it once. So the more you study it, the thicker it gets. So it's just like what you say now. The reason why you can't forget what you say now is because almost all throughout the stages of your life as a student, you kept on rehearsing it. So it's stored as a thick line memory in your head. So if we tap you and wake you up, you can say, now it's the name of a person, animal, place, something. So I heard that, I learned it. So what I used to do is, even when I study and forget, I just know that, I just have that thing that, okay, the memory line is not thick. So I kept, most times I used to, when I'm walking around well, I'm just coming to school because I used to read my phone. I don't have a textbook even to now. I don't have any handout. I went to school without a handout. I went to school, I don't used to write notes. So I prefer people write, I snap it. I prefer I have it as soft copy. So I can just be walking down the road and I'm reading. And you know now I'm reading. Because I'm trying to make whatever thing I call memory line to be thicker. Because it's a hack I discovered and I said, okay. And it was working. So what I used to do, I had those challenges where I study, I will remember. So I discovered the hack, okay, you just do it again, just read it again. So I study it again, I forget, I read it again. I just kept on doing that until it becomes a part of me. I just go to the exam hall, I just see you deliver it perfectly well. Yeah, I had challenges. Even when I was talking about those hunger, yeah, those were also challenges I had. There were times you won't have food. There were times you'll be thinking about how do I pay my school fees. You'll be thinking about many things. Challenges that will just hit you like this. You don't have food, you want to go and study. Just pick up yourself and go and do it with hunger. No matter how you feel, no matter how down you are. There are times you feel you're depressed, you're getting depressed because it's getting hard on you. It's as though it wants to bend you. Those were challenges too. I had my challenges actually.
Thank you very much. We'll be talking much about it. So, who did you see me? How did you see me for the first time?
Well, the first time I saw you, it was, I think, in our 200 level. It was just politics. You're just everywhere. You just politics. Every time you're having a conversation with somebody, if you speak 20 words, you can start in a normal garage. The next thing, you're brought in politics. This guy, every time you are politics, every time. I just saw you as one serious guy who just wanted to do politics, and maybe I was even believing you would become a president at some point. That was just
what I had. I don't like politics that much.
Okay, so why are you doing all those things?
Just like I saw you.
Okay.
When I noticed that, especially the school politics goes with people voting who they know, who they like.
Okay.
So, and knowing people, even from birth, if you come to where I'm living as a kid, Anybody that parks in you, I'm always the first person to come and identify with them. When they
Okay.
don't know anybody around, I'll tell them, look at these people's house, they are 5 years.
Okay.
So I'm just always coming to people. I'm always coming to visit people,
Okay.
gist with people. So I came in here and I found out it's a thing to becoming something.
Okay.
So people now identify with me for my
Okay.
normal life. Like it's
Okay.
something I do
Okay.
normally.
Okay.
And they feel like, and I found out that people are struggling to do this kind of thing. I
Okay.
was like, but this thing is my normal life now, just to check on people.
Yeah,
Check
because I
on
realized you used to go
people.
to room by room. Lord, this by Lord, this.
It's my normal lifestyle. It's something I love doing
Knock,
normally.
who is that?
So, so it's something that I love doing, and it's getting, and people came to me when I was on other level because of that,
Okay.
to help them in politics. So I now have to check my values, things I believe in.
Okay.
These people and these people, this person and this person, who is more going to deliver the values, do things the way I believe.
Okay.
First of all, I'm a Christian.
Okay.
You cannot just do things around, you cannot build around lies so much around me. So I don't want that kind of a thing. So I chose some people and I found out it was a thing here. So I was just living my normal life. So when people see me as that politician, I say, okay, no problem. If it is what is working here, see me as a politician. But I don't see myself like that.
Okay.
To like outside school, coming to play politics outside school. I don't really see myself, because what I saw in school politics made me feel like, so somebody can go this extra miles just to bring you down, just to prove a point.
Yeah.
So why would I indulge in such a thing? So I felt like this thing is not really my thing.
But there was something I really admired, even when I was seeing you as an unserious person who just wanted to do political work. I watched you, and you have this ability to convince somebody. You know, you can, yeah, even though, yes, we know that you are a political person, right? But there's this ability you have. You makes the person, okay, what do you think about, okay, we are talking about two persons now, and you say you want to vote for Emeka, and maybe you came with Obi, and you want the person, you just allow the person talk about Emeka, and then you just end up at the end of that conversation, the person now says it's Obi. And I admire that thing, because you just, I don't know how you used to do it, but you just have a way of putting your point together jokingly, and you just keep being persistent on a person, and you just end up convincing the person to convincing someone to believe, to stop believing in who he used to believe in. I think it's a beautiful skill. I don't know how you used to do it, but it's beautiful.
I used to say it's juju, but okay, when I think about it, I feel like I can build around it. I can understand how it's like that. Growing up in a family where my dad is a trader.
Okay.
After school, sometimes I don't rush home.
Okay.
I rush to the shop.
Okay.
Because my parents don't want you to go and stay alone at home, so they want to be watching over you. Okay. So while you are in shop, they are doing the business, they are watching over you. So me now, I'm looking at what is going on here. And I must tell you, amongst people that I grew up with, I feel like that character, I'm even the least that have it. Like people will convince you. People I know will convince you. So the ability to convince somebody to buy this product that you sell, and because there are rules in the market, you don't condemn someone's goods. There are rules in the market. You don't call somebody when this other your neighbor is also calling, like he's still talking with that person. So what you do is allow the person talk to this person. After this person, when they are done, maybe it's not working out for them, call this person, convince the person without countering what this individual is selling. Just focus on your own. And it was working here, because I'm not scared that another person will come and talk to you about their candidate. I know it's a normal thing. Another person will come and everybody will call you to come and buy their product, just like in the market. So it is now left for me to market well my product, because you have me. I'm also convinced that you have loved that other person. I also believe that person is good enough to convince you. So I don't base on the marketing the person's product. I base just to convince you. So I base on marketing better. Okay, this is his own is black, fine, and you like black. My own is black, fine, and also has white.
Okay.
I think that's the, and also trying to make the individuals you are marketing live up to the expectations.
Okay.
Because when you market something and the person look at it and is not seeing the things that you are
You're
seeing,
saying, yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
that's true.
So if I'm saying Ogba is credible
Okay.
and Ogba is good, Ogba is sound, I will go and relax because I know that Ogba will come out and say and give poems like rain in the clouds. I will be like, okay, are you not seeing what I'm saying? I've been trying to convince you about this guy, but now look at what.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it makes sense now. I hope that one answers your question.
Yeah, I get it.
So another thing I would like, let's get to the fun part now. Who are your best cosmates? Like, give me 5, the best people that you will miss the most.
Okay. 5 of my cosmates, my best cosmate, right, that I will miss. Yeah, I think one of them will be Ogadema Favor, right? Ogadema Favor is it's a guy, I really love him, right? I love the kind of person he is. I love how zealous and dedicated he is. I love him because he's the kind of person that if he wants something, he goes for it. He puts in everything. I love the way he Oba, look on the man. I love his kind of person. I love his ambitions. He's an ambitious person. I would definitely miss him, but it's not really. We'll keep in touch. His friendship is not something you just build and just maybe after school. There are still friendships that you really keep. So he's one of them. And then someone like Gift Mobilo, Dr. Gift Mobilo is another guy. I really love that guy. I love his kind of person too. I love his mindset. I love he has a beautiful mindset. He's this kind of guy that he has a way of, he has a way of being especially money minded. Not just money minded. I love the way he handles money. Do you get it? He knows how to make money. I love that, and I learn a lot from him. I also have my roommate, Dr. Hilary. It's another guy that I really love so much. He's my guy. I have 2 female friends that I'll call last, which is one of them is Miriam. She was a girl I met in 400 level, and we used to write exams together. And he's a very beautiful friend of mine, and I'll definitely miss her. And then I have this girl too, Trevor Francis. Trevor Francis is a beautiful friend. She's a very intelligent person, not just academically, but she has natural wisdom. And I love that all. These 5 persons I just mentioned.
Who's your class crush?
There's this girl actually. I don't know if she's aware of this, but Chimpoma. I think the only person I ever mentioned that to was Miriam. Chimpoma was the person I crushed on when I was in 200 level. But I don't think she knows if she's this. Well, she was just a secret crush I had.
Open convention. Nice one. So, what advice are you going to give to your junior colleagues? People that want to be the best, people that want to graduate with this doctor of optometry, and many others who just want to be successful in life. What are your advice?
Oh well, I don't so much have much. I don't have much experience, right? But the little I have, I think the only thing I would just say is I'll tell anybody a student or anybody in life, I think I would just say to embrace tough times. That I would say that because I think those tough times are part of what makes us successful. I think if you ever show me a successful man, I will be able to point that to a man who has been in tough times. Is most times when you look at people's success, I think what you should admire is not the success, admire the labors. My pastor will always say. So I think what I would say is just embrace those tough times. Don't run away from it. Embrace it. They may not be funny. They may not really look so nice, but you will need them. You will need them. Like I said before, life doesn't get better. It doesn't get easier the higher we go. It gets tougher. It gets hard. So the only thing is you have to build yourself to be tough. So just be a tough person. Embrace the hardness. Embrace the tough times. Allow them to shape you. Right? Allow them to shape you. It's not about being the best. Actually, I became best graduating student, but that was not actually my goal. But I just wanted to graduate. I just said I wanted to have a first class. Being the best graduating student was now the product of part of what came with it. It just whatever thing you do, just try to be good at it. Just that you may not really be the best. Being a breakdancing student doesn't make me better. It doesn't make me richer. Do you get? But it's just that I wanted to be a first class, and it pushed me to being the best. Do you get? So whatever you do, try to try to be good at it.
Okay, thank you very much, my guy, my friend, my brother, the best graduating student of the 2023 Doctors of Optometry. This is an epitome of wisdom that is standing behind me here. So I'm very, very glad to have. If you must have watched to this point, you should add patience to your name. That's one thing you should do. And I promise you, it's very, very enriching and something that you wouldn't want to miss. Another day, we are going to talk about your speech. That your speech and your multiple poems. We don't even harness that part. Like your writing skills. You have this writing skills.
I used to write actually.
So can you just give us a little bit of it?
Really? Can I really be able to break out that thing? Maybe I will just send them to you. You can. Okay. I'll just send you the poem.
So he's a good writer and academician. Thank you very much. Night.
All right. Bye.